Yeah, just what was it? Oh, dude, everything like this is everything.
It's just all falling apart.
Yeah, 'tis the season.
Yep.
Welcome back
Welcome back
to the Lousy Show.
to the Lousy Show.
Yes, the Lousy Show indeed. I mean, it comes with the territory of the name. You expect to have to deal with these kind of things at this point. So
yeah, no greatness to be expected around here. Only lousy.
Yeah. Yep. If you expect to come here and get some like top tier 10 out of 10 podcast, you're wrong. No, I'm kidding.
I mean,
I'll give us a solid 8.
I give us like maybe like a 7.5.
Yeah.
You know, it's a decent score, you know.
What would you grade us?
Yeah,
let us know in the comments.
Yep.
I'm curious now to see. But you know what is a 10?
I'm gonna assume our sponsor of the show.
That's right. It's Into the AM, baby.
Yeah.
Yes. That's right. You've seen it in the videos already. You know what time it is. Time for an ad read. The one and only Into the AM has partnered with you boys. intotheam.com/lousy. You can go there right now by clicking the link in the description or in the pinned comment. And you can go immediately by doing so to get you 10% off your order site-wide.
Yep. And on top of that, they have a bunch of different awesome bundle deals. We've listed off the actual numbers before. Not going to do that. Just they give you a discount if you get multiple. So go in there, check out the link, see some packs. Holy flashbang.
Yeah, flashbang the hell out of myself. Yes, that's right. You can, in fact, he's not going to say the numbers. I will. Because I, unlike him, care about you.
I don't think that's how that works, but okay, continue.
No, you can, in fact, go get you a bundle deal right now. 3 graphic tees for $64.95 with a 10% stack discount on top of that. Or if you like what I'm rocking, little basic tee action.
Basic.
Pack of 3, $52.95. Use our code in the description or the pinned comment. You can get you some. And again, like we talked about before, they've got all kinds of great stuff. They got hoodies, jackets, pants, underwear, hats. I mean, you name it, they've got it. It's a great selection. We recommend you go check it out right now. Again, intotheam.com/lousy. What is it, Sam?
intotheam.com/lousy.
Such a great URL.
God, such a good one. So good.
Top tier.
Yep.
But that's it for our ad reads.
Yep.
We told y'all before. You see, I saw the first one, it was extra long. Now we're keeping it with
a solid, I think, 8 minutes.
Yeah, dude. We were that excited for it. Yeah.
But none of them will be 8 minutes. We hit about a minute on this one, so we're doing a lot better.
I do all the time stamping for our episodes, and when I went and I was like doing that timestamp, I was like, we'll be done at any moment, right?
Nope.
Right.
It just keeps going.
Right. And just when I typed to the next one, I was like, that was a lot, dude.
I had that hashtag ad in the corner, and then like I just kept having to extend that text box out as far as the timeline goes. I was like, holy shit, how long did we talk about this? But,
yeah, it was a hot minute. It was a hot minute.
It was worth talking about for 8 minutes. And honestly, we could talk about them for hours, but we're not going to.
Yes.
We're going to move on to our topic.
What is our topic, Sam?
Our topic is it's spoopy season. By the time you guys see this, it's a little bit after Halloween, but for us, it's still a few days before. Now, we also recently moved, and so we figured, let's figure out some of the unknown or not as well known urban legends for our area. So I did PNW, he did KC, and yeah, so found a few. Of course, PNW's like pretty synonymous with Bigfoot. Like everything's fucking Bigfoot up here. I skipped Bigfoot. I didn't do that one. But there's a few in here that are interesting. We're just going to read about them, kind of learn our area a little bit, and you know, get with the times and the spoopiness. So
you love hiking. Imagine you came across Bigfoot.
I'd be like, brother, what up, man?
Brother!
Yeah, I just hand him some fucking Jack Link's beef jerky, and then he'll be totally fine. Like,
oh my God, dude. You want some? I got some.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, no, we're going to be talking about urban legends. and I'm gonna clarify this. We're not deep diving into this episode.
No, definitely.
However,
101.
yes. However, what we would like to see is you comment down below. An urban legend could be a well-known one, could be a one that's barely getting any attention, but comment down below your urban legends of your area. And you don't have to be specific to your city if you don't feel comfortable doing so. But if there's something in the area or one that you just love, drop it in the comments down below. While you're there, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and let's jump in. You know what? Sam, you go ahead and start.
All right, cool. Well, so we did a little bit of pre-research, not a lot, because we're not good at.
Wait, whoa!
We're still on the fly. We're not being good. I'm not rolling the intro. I'm not doing it.
Roll the new intro.
This is gonna be a very quick nope. No. Just to find a few that we thought sounded interesting. And so I found first one is we have apparently what is called a gravity hill out in Prosser, Washington. Not sure if that's how you pronounce it or not. But basically what it is apparently if you go to one of these mysterious locations, there's not just this one in the country apparently, then you can put your car in neutral and it will go up the hill by itself. Which you'd think that's not how gravity works, actually. So yeah, there's one. It's apparently caused by, and this is slightly debunked, but we'll stick with the spoopiness. But it's overall a declining hill, but the way that everything is, your brain kind of perceives it as an inclining hill, and so it will go forward even though it's up. But I'd never heard of something like this before. I thought that was super cool, and I kind of want to drive out there and look at it. But if it's anything like the photos, it's way the fuck out there in the middle of nowhere, and somebody is like graffitied a start line on the ground. So
that's. You gotta want to go do that.
Yeah.
Like, there has to be a strong want for that.
Yeah, either that or you just have to happen to be driving through and you'd be like, well, while I'm here, I'll go an extra 5 minutes. I'm not going to go out of my way to try this. Like if it was like right around the corner from me, I might, but yeah, it's not. So
that's fair.
So that's mine. That's my first one. Just start off with a little easy, little bit of. Some people have been saying apparently that it's like either magic or aliens that pull you up the hill, but it's not. So yeah, just a quick little one. Nothing crazy there. What's your first one?
I'm gonna start off a little. I don't want to say a little like scarier, but it's definitely gonna be more aggressive.
But my next two are pretty up there as well.
Yeah. So I actually let me look this up real quick. I gotta find exactly where this is because I want to give reference. Okay, so this is just in the South downtown area. Got it. So if you've ever been to Kansas City before, Kansas City, if you didn't know, is split right down the middle. And you got Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri. And of course, you have the surrounding areas that encompass kind of like how Austin is, where we've talked about before, where you have like all of those major areas around it are still considered Austin. Like when you look at a map, you see Austin. But downtown is without a doubt like its own ecosystem of craziness. It's beautiful downtown. It is beautiful downtown. It is incredible. However, I just learned by reading this a little bit ago, and you sent me this, so that's why I was like, wait a second, what? Westport again is in the South downtown area. Like if you just drive down, I believe past what's the monument called? It's a war monument. I can't remember exactly what one is called. if you drive right past that and keep on heading down, this will actually drop you right into this over in the Westport Flea Market. This is the story of Bob's Bizarre Bazaar. I also want to give a shout out. I honestly don't know if he watches the show, but shout out to my buddy Aqua, because in a D&D campaign, that was something he actually had us shopping at. It was called the Bizarre Bazaar. So that caught my attention. But the story goes as this. During the 1988 NCAA tournament that Kansas won, he set out, Bob specifically here, set out 4 human skulls for the Final Four weekend in Kansas City. He was later found to be torturing and unaliving people in his basement in Hyde Park. They since bulldozed his home off, and the author here, of course, believes that it's still an empty lot. But also with that, apparently there was another serial unaliver. I'm trying to keep us monetized here. Who also was doing work in the area simultaneous to Bob doing this.
Interesting.
Yes. So at one given time in 1988, we had 2 serial unalivers running around Kansas City.
Huh. Damn.
That were known of.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Oh, wait.
Did they win?
I don't know if this is real, but somebody actually like in this thread here, my mom was friends with him.
Oh,
he would sometimes comp our bill. Mom said once he invited us over for the 4th of July, but we had plans. Weird shit. Still kind of irks me. I never forget when the news dropped about him. I don't think my mom's mouth shut for 2 weeks. She was freaked the fuck out, to say the least. That's nuts. I mean, if that's okay, here's the thing. We have to take this with a grain of salt, but if that's real, imagine you find out that someone who's like actively your friend is just lopping people up in their basement, dude.
Joe, I think this is a bad time to tell you, but kind of been picking up a new hobby while I'm here.
I don't even have a basement.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't need a basement.
Sweet embrace. Take me, baby. What do you mean? You don't even need the white van, dog. Just like entice me with like, hey, let's ride.
Yeah. Just be like, you want some dice?
Here's a little clacks. Come on,
I got a D20. And you're gonna be like,
oh my god. Oh, let me get the dice. Oh my god. Yeah, no, but Bob's Bizarre Bazaar. Apparently, like he was using that as a front, essentially, to like keep a solid look on his face as he was doing his thing.
That's crazy. That makes me think. That in back in Austin, there was the drowning person at Lady Bird Lake.
Yes.
Have they caught that person yet? Still no. So Austin still has a serial killer.
That was the whole reason why I would not walk around downtown by myself. Like if I had to go buy something, it was during the day.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you never really went around the lake either.
Yes, I did.
Oh, did you?
If I drove, because the main 2 places I would always go to, especially if I was shopping Marketplace, I would either go to North Austin or downtown. Because you have that neighborhood that's back up on the hill behind the river.
Oh, yeah.
So I would always go up there to buy things, but I would never stay there by myself. I'd be like, cool, I'm out. Bye.
Yeah.
Like, because you and I, like, we fit the demographic for what whoever this person was doing, like whoever they are, what they were doing.
Yep. Yeah, it's weird to think about.
Yeah, no kidding.
Just a noise right outside my door, but it was definitely the dog. So definitely okay. Anyway, I'll read my next one. As long as you're done with that one.
Yes,
okay,
I'm done.
Cool. So yeah, I started off nice and slow. Now we're getting into the spooky stuff, the truly spooky stuff. Apparently, there's a area out here called Wenatchee Valley that has somebody called the Prop Man. And I was like, the Prop Man, that's an interesting name. And so, in looking at it, I found a Reddit post. A lot of what we found was on Reddit, because Reddit's the best and worst website of all time, as we have established on the show a few times. Found a Reddit post. It says basically on September 30th, 1944, a flight actually crashed. It was like a bomber, as far as I know. It's a B-24. Actually crashed into that area, and the tail gunner apparently had the prop from the plane, half of it stuck in his body, and sticking out of it. And as far as the legend goes, there are multiple versions apparently, but all of them describe Prop Man as an immortal zombie with half a propeller in his chest that wanders the mountains at night. Some say he crawled to Prop Man's cave, which apparently he lives in a cave as well. Others say he lives there and found it where after he became a zombie. Some say he's looking for his crew. Others say he's looking for the other half of the propeller. And still others only say he wanders without giving a motivation. Some even describe him as trying to keep others from sharing his fate, but those who tell that version are few and far between. So apparently there's just a man that has been out there for 70 years, 80 years, just trying to get people to either not get into plane crashes, I guess. There's a whole lot more detail on this. Like I said, we're not deep diving them. This post is a long one. Apparently it was somebody's school project to learn about it, which is kind of cool.
Imagine that being your project. Hey, by the way, yeah, this dude like got straight up destroyed by his own propeller. Want you to write an essay on him? Go ahead. Like,
were you in the class with me? We did we did projects on serial killers. I did Jack the Ripper. Was it McAndrews? I can't remember if it was or not. I don't think you and I had McAndrews together.
We did not, but I don't remember being in that.
But yeah, I remember I did Jack the Ripper. Somebody else did John Wayne Gacy, all the big popular ones. And yeah, it was basically just a kind of like a journalism exercise, I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, to gather all the facts and not necessarily try to prove or disprove it, but try to just sift through the weeds and get the facts of everything and talk about all the other points of view too, which was kind of crazy. But
yeah, I don't think I ever had to do anything like that. I think the closest, to be honest with you, high school fucking sucked, and that's a lot of childhood trauma that I blocked out. Yeah, I don't remember having to do anything like that.
No.
Mm-mm.
Did you do a project on serial killers in your school? Let us know down in the description. And what was your project? But yeah, so basically a lot of different reports seeing a dude with a propeller stuck in him, wandering the mountains of Wenatchee Valley. So super crazy and weird.
This next one I have, it actually has pictures and such that I just sifted through, and they look very creepy, but most old houses do. This one's called the Sally House. And this in particular is located in Atchison, Kansas. Or is it Atchison, Missouri? Let me see. It looks like it's right on the line. Atchison, Kansas. Yep. That is roughly about an hour and a half outside of downtown Kansas City. But I'm going to read the little blurb, little excerpt they have here. It says, houses are supposed to be warm and inviting, friendly, and a place where we can feel safe in their presence, just like people are supposed to be. But as much as we would like to hope all people are shining examples of those qualities, we know all too well some people are not. And it's the same with houses. Houses can have personalities just like people, and sometimes those personalities are a spirit of joy, and sometimes those personalities house a spirit of darkness and mystery. And then there are unique houses like the one in Atchison, Kansas, which has had so much reported supernatural activity within it that has become notorious for being the most haunted house in the most haunted town in Kansas. So what I'm hearing is, I ain't going.
What I'm hearing is take a Ouija board and fuck some shit up.
So it goes on to say that the house in question is known as the Sally House, getting its name from the spirit of I'm not even going to try that word. From a little girl that is said to dwell there. Sometimes it is thought that Sally plays harmless pranks on visitors, and sometimes something more sinister than pranks. While we may not know what goes on in the spirit realm, what seems to be true is that once you experience the spirit of a place, you can feel drawn to return, and in turn, that spirit may want to revisit you. So the pictures they actually had shown, and Future Sam, if you want to like just show a couple here, like the basement looks like a normal basement. Like it doesn't look like anything special. It's I mean it's a rundown basement. If I'm being honest with you, it's like an old dirt foundation kind of thing. The house itself looks creepy as fuck, but when you get inside, this has old ass carpet, and one of the rooms has toys sitting in a circle.
Nope.
Facing one another. Yeah.
No, thanks. I'm good.
I saw that and I was like, no, like, and of course, like there's other rooms where they were trying to like, you could see they were trying to capture a spirit in that room and such. And look, I fully believe in spirits. I believe there's an afterlife. I believe that spirits can realm this, plane of existence until they have found their closure, so to speak. Oh hell no. Nah. One of the last pictures on this thing has, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, Future Team, you get to show this. It has a table, and like I clicked onto it, and the picture it's an old oil painting of the girl with some like stuff on it, but the painting looks like alive.
Those are the worst, dude.
Like big no, dude. Big fucking no.
Nope. Getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah. Like I'm not gonna go into like a story about anything I've dealt with in hauntings, but I can definitely tell you that I've had my fair share of close encounters of the supernatural kind.
Yeah.
And no. I would steer clear of that, especially if they're known as being the most haunted town in Kansas.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes, that's a touristy thing. So maybe it's all just full of it, but.
I mean, true. They got every town has a claim to fame in some form or fashion.
Especially if it's like a small ass town, an hour and a half outside of the major city that, they need some sort of something to bring them in.
Yeah. I won't actually. I want to see if you remember this. Do you remember the Route 666 bridge?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like that being where that is located out in the middle of nowhere, like that's their claim to fame. And again, not going to go into any detailed stories or anything. Like this is from our old, like near our old hometown, where you would literally like you would see the sign for 666, like it exists, and that road you just turn onto it and it goes for fucking ever into the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
But what's crazier is like so where the 666 road turns and stays as 666, there's a bridge. You like the road follows this creek, and there's a bridge, and there's a mansion right across from that intersection, and you could see it.
Yeah.
And the tale of that I remember is like if you go to that bridge and you turn your car off and you sit there long enough, two things can trigger it. One, you could pay a token of respect, and if you pay a token of respect, which is like just tossing a coin off the bridge out of your car, you'll hear something, but you're like nothing bad will happen. But if you insult, like if you yell out an insult, your car will not start, and you will hear a very loud scream.
Damn.
And all I'm saying is I have firsthand experienced this. I was in the back of a fucking 91 Corolla, dog, and it was not fun. I could one of the two doors where the seats. Yep. Yeah. My big ass is stuck back there, and I hear and when I heard the scream, I was like, "Get me the fuck out!" So yeah, that is like, huh?
Did the car start?
No, he legit was cranking the key, and it wouldn't turn over.
Damn.
It wasn't until the screaming stopped that the car, when he turned it, the car started up and he took off. And we were watching him full turn this key, like holding it, and it wouldn't cut on.
Yeah, I never went to the bridge, but I'd always heard stories about it.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I was invited to that gathering. I was invited to one, and I was just like, no, that's dumb.
That's one of those times I definitely wish I had not gone. Like it was an experience, but at the same time, I'm like, I ain't trying to fuck with that, man. Like,
yeah.
No,
Oh, it's
just
understandable. Yeah,
terrifying.
you don't want to mess with forces that are unknown. You know. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly right. What's your next one?
Damn. So my next one, and this will be my last one for this one, is actually we have a lake out here called Lake Crescent, and there is a lady of the lake that apparently died. So I'll actually read a good chunk of
She
this
hot
story.
I'm kidding. I'm
Not
kidding.
bad looking from the photo that I found. I don't know if it was actually her or not, but but anyway, Granny a baddie apparently. No, I'm just kidding.
That's a callback.
Yeah, sure is. So the story began in the summer of 1940 when a woman's body floated to the surface of Lake Crescent in Olympic National Park. The woman was wrapped in blankets and hog-tied with heavy rope. She had been strangled. The case was especially macabre because of the condition of the body. The woman's face was unrecognizable, but her body had not decomposed. In a bizarre chemical transformation, the flesh had turned into a soap-like substance that could be scooped away like putty. And so, because of that, public took that by storm for sure. So, for a little bit of background, the lady of the lake was Haley Latham Illingworth, a Port Angeles waitress who was married to Montgomery or Monty Illingworth, a beer truck driver and a known ladies' man. Haley had been missing since shortly before Christmas in 1937. She had arrived on the Olympic Peninsula about 3 years earlier after two failed marriages. She was born January 8th of 1901 to a hardworking farm couple in Kentucky. And then she moved around a bunch, ended up working at Lake Crescent Tavern, which is now Lake Crescent Lodge, where she met Monty, who was her third husband. Two had a volatile marriage. 5 months into it, the couple got into a pre-dawn fight that was so fierce the police were called to break it up. So Haley was showed up for work at a Port Angeles restaurant with bruises on her face and arms. Sometimes she had black eyes. Then, as the holidays approached in 1937, she gone. She disappeared. Let's see. Just trying to find the close to it. Blah blah. All right, and then on July 6, 1940, almost 3 years after Haley disappeared, two fishermen spotted the body of the woman, the lady of the lake, floating on the surface of Lake Crescent. The body was taken into Port Angeles, where a young medical student examined it. He noted that the upper part of her face, her upper lip, and her nose were gone. Because her hands had been exposed, the tips of her fingers were gone. There was no way to get fingerprints and no way to tell what the woman looked like. And then there was the unusual state of the corpse. The dead woman's flesh had turned to something like ivory soap, describing a condition known as saponification. Interesting. Visual inspection showed the woman met a violent death. Her neck was bruised and discolored, and her chest showed evidence of extensive hemorrhaging. She had been beaten and strangled, basically. And as far as Monty, investigators closed in on Monty living in Long Beach, California on October 26, 1941. He was arrested and taken into custody by Los Angeles Sheriff's deputies. Not long after that, he was charged with murder, and he was brought back to Port Angeles and put on trial for Haley's murder in that county. The trial began in February, and it was so sensational that it competed with news from the fronts of World War II. So, like, this is getting more news than the giant fucking war happening, which is crazy.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then Monty's defense was that the dead woman wasn't Haley, and he swore she was still alive. And when he last saw her, but the dentist from South Dakota, there was a dentist from South Dakota that was a credible witness, and he insisted the dental plate found on the murdered woman belonged to Haley. Also, Haley's friends identified clothes worn by the dead woman as belonging to her. The key evidence was the rope used to tie up Haley before she was dropped into the lake. Monty had borrowed 50 feet of rope from a storekeeper at the lake, and the store still had remnants from that rope. The fibers matched. So there's some dots connecting. So yeah, basically all that to say, Monty ended up putting Haley's body in a rowboat, attached weights to the bundle, and rowed into deep water. He then dropped that bundle into dark water. Rumors circulated from the murder investigation that Monty didn't act alone, but no one other than Monty was charged for that crime. And so all that grisliness, and then apparently people report still seeing her at the lake, like a ghostly apparition, or like a body floating up and then disappearing as well. So I did originally want to go to that lake. I think I still do, but definitely sounds creepy. Might just stay away from that part of the lake. Maybe go to the other side.
Yeah. That is, I don't know why, but that whole like flesh scooping off like soap is just, it's turning my stomach. Oh my God.
Yep.
Like, how does that even happen?
So that's scene.
Like, the more I think about it, the more my stomach is just in a blender, dude.
Basically, due to how cold the water is, and apparently the minerals in it, it caused a reaction that it was this weird, like, simultaneous. It preserved the body because, like, the innards were all fine and like teeth were good and all that, but then the outer skin saponified, I guess you can say. Yeah, nature's weird on how it does things.
Yeah. To say the least. I gotta stop thinking about it. Oh my God, dude. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, that, it's like, the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, brrr.
Yep. Never gonna be able to look at a bar of soap the same way again.
I just bought something today. Yeah. Oh Lord. Okay. That was a lot. That was like, I'm glad they caught him though. I'm glad they caught the unaliver, if you will.
That rarely happens on weird ones, but I mean, in this scenario, like, hey, maybe don't borrow a rope and use it for murder. Just a crazy thought.
Oh, just a thought. Just a thought.
Yeah.
I've got my last one here. Not a long reader. This one actually sounds really sick, and I want to pull up exactly. Let's see. So this one is in downtown. Oh my God.
He's like, that's my house. No, it's okay.
This one was right. Hang on. Where was I? I was. No shot. I was right next door to this.
Damn. So you're going back.
I mean, maybe. So this is Hotel Savoy. Now the 21C Museum Hotel, Kansas City. It is noted as America's oldest continuously operating hotel west of the Mississippi River. Hotel Savoy got its start in 1888 and attracted prominent characters like Harry S. Truman and John D. Rockefeller. One guest who checked into this hotel never checked out. Accounts indicate room 505 is haunted by the ghost of Betsy Ward, who died there in the 1800s. Her spirit is said to turn the room's water on and off. Others have reported music coming from the room while no one was there. And unfortunately, so looking into a little bit, I am seeing reoccurring statements of the same thing. Like, somebody actually said that while they were in the room, they like the water in the the bathroom cut on and no one was in there. Just straight up like on.
That's crazy.
And then as far as the music goes, they didn't account for like what kind of music it was, but I'm assuming it's probably like some radio that's in there or something that would cause a radio frequency to then start playing music out of it without anybody touching it. That brings to a good point here. And this is I think one of my favorite things is hotels. Let's talk about for a moment, like we're on the supernatural, the extra spooky, all the menagerie of what is considered spooky. Can we talk about how absolutely absurd it is that hotels get rid of one very valuable and decent looking and quite workable floor because it's haunted?
The 13th floor. Yeah. Or they'll just not even name it the 13th floor.
Yeah. And you'll see like in an elevator, 12, 14.
Yeah. Which is like, that's silly to me,
Same.
Like, just having the number 13 is not necessarily a bad thing. In a lot of cultures, that's a very good number.
Yes.
For some reason.
But here's the thing though. Structurally speaking, you're not getting rid of the 13th floor.
Yeah.
just because you put the number 14 on it, it's still the 13th floor in the building. Like, the number 13 isn't going to make the entire floor go, ooh. Like, I believe in spooky stuff. I believe in that kind of,
Yeah.
Like I said, the supernatural and the spooky and the ghosts. But come on, like, the number 13 isn't terrifying.
Yeah, it's not.
Just a thought.
Yeah, Friday the 13th, just any other day.
It's a great day to get tattoos. I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 tattoos on Friday the 13th.
Damn.
So, great day to do that. Because tattoo loves spooky days.
Yep.
All right. That's it for me on my end. Yep. There's a bunch of others, but they're all like kind of similar to the hotel mentality of like, people seeing. There was one I saw where like it was a winery attached to a downtown hotel.
Oh.
And like they host like events in there, and people can see a guy standing on the roof through like the upper windows, and no one's actually there. Yeah. But I mean, like, I wouldn't mind going and exploring some of these buildings, but the ones that are like that house,
yeah, if there's old shit like that. That story though, that most recent one reminded me. So we've mentioned multiple times, Joe and I have been in a couple different bands together. One of them, we used to practice in an old schoolhouse. And it was a little bit spooky. Okay. And then, but you remember what you're saying about the radio or something potentially picking things up in there?
Yes.
Very regularly in that practice space, my amp, which y'all can't see it, but it's big. Like,
yeah.
But those are kind of notorious for picking up radio signals without meaning to. And so like it was always extra creepy in there because it's a dark ass schoolhouse and then like all of a sudden you hear a voice coming, like just kind of ethereal off in the distance, and we're like, what the fuck? And then finally
that place
realized
is definitely haunted.
Oh,
I don't care what anybody
haunted,
says.
but like, yeah, it was mostly radio transmissions just being picked up off the electronics. But yeah, that's my story.
I'll tell you why I know that place is haunted. It's because of the land that it's on.
Yeah.
Because what's right behind it?
I don't even know, actually.
The training center.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That place is spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah. You drive through there at night?
That's a whole... I can't even think of the word. That's a whole lot of spooky going on at the training center.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember, I'll say this, then, we'll wrap things up. I remember when I was delivering pizzas. This is way back in like 2010. I had to deliver an order out there because they had a, graveyard shift worker out there, and they ordered some pizza, and I was working a late shift. Dog. I remember driving down the main drag, and I had to like take some bob and weave corners to get around and then go in behind a building. And I could not shake the feeling that something was watching me as I'm waiting outside for this person to meet me. Could not shake the feeling. And as I left, whether it was real or not, that's up for y'all's interpretation. But as I'm backing out and leaving, I could see in my mirror just this figure standing there, just like in the middle, like standing there like this, watching me. And I was like, nope. And I floored it and took off, dude. I was out of there, bro. I got back to the store, and I was like, y'all are never fucking sending me back out there at night again, ever. We have a dusk cutoff. Like, if that sun is setting, you come to pick your shit up. Like, I ain't doing it.
That poor security guard, though, could you imagine? Like, one, working there, already scary enough. And then two, you're hungry. It's, almost midnight. You're just trying to get some pizza. And a fucking pizza delivery driver fucking runs off because of just spooky shit.
Oh, dude, I would have just left his pizza on the fucking doorstep and be like, I'm out, bye. Yeah. Like, have fun. It's on me. I don't care.
Yeah. In fact, here's $20. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Yeah. If you ever have to work in spooky areas like that, make sure you get paid accordingly.
Yep.
Like,
and you won't.
It's
probably.
only fair.
Typically, if you're in a role where you're going to be working in those kind of areas, you're not going to get paid accordingly.
Valid.
You're
Very
typically
valid.
pretty desperate at that point.
Yeah.
Yep.
As we said before, let us know in the comments, what are some cool urban legends or spooky stories you have? Drop them in the comments down below because we love to read them. And who knows, maybe we'll do a follow-up episode where we read some of our favorite ones.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Drop them down below for sure. And while you're there, again, check out the pinned comment or the link in the description to intotheam.com/lousy. Go get you some dope merchandise. Tell them we sent you. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. We'll see y'all on Thursday.
Bye.
Later.